Hi, I'm Roy Neal. I'm a correspondent for NBC News, where usually I cover such things as space shots and other scientific achievements. But right now, I have a different assignment, to tell you about my hobby, amateur radio, a hobby I share with nearly 1 million ham radio operators all over the world. My call, incidentally, is K6DUE. This, as you may know, is not an amateur radio. It is a citizens band radio, CB. There's literally a world of difference between ham radio and CB. This is amateur radio. CBers are legally allowed a maximum of 5 watts, good for communication over a few miles. This ham radio station is allowed to run 1,000 watts of power and is capable of communication with amateurs all over the world. This is not my station, incidentally. It belongs to Ted Gillette, W6HX. We borrowed it because it's a good example of a top-quality ham station. Incidentally, in ham terms, this is the shack. Now, let's see if we can find somebody on the band to give you a demonstration. Hello, CQDX, CQDX. This is W6HX, W6 Hotel X-Ray, calling and standing by.
W6HX, W6HX, W6 Hotel X-Ray, Tango, Germany Niner, Echo Kilowatt,
Tango, Germany 9, Echo Kilowatt, TG9EK in Guatemala, W6HX. Fine, Joe. The name here is Roy. You're a place that we've been hearing a great deal about. Were you active during the recent earthquake disaster there in Guatemala, Joe? Go ahead.
Well, yes, I was, Roy. The church that supports us and our work here from Texas has sent 5 plane loads, food and clothing, medicine, and you can well imagine what we've been doing. Over.
I certainly can. Right now, we're making a film, hopeful that people who watch it may get some idea of what amateur radio is all about, and in particular, the fun of talking to places back and forth. You might give us some idea of what amateur radio means to you in your work there in Guatemala. Go.
I would be telling you a story if I said that it didn't mean very much to us. It's one of our finest sources of communication, frankly. I have mobile equipment also for my car, and I can contact my wife when I'm out in the boondocks, as we call it. And to me, it's a tremendous instrument for means of communication, no question about that. W6 Hotel X-Ray, Tango Germany 9, Eastman Kodak.
Tango Germany 9, Eastman Kodak, TG9EK from W6HX with K6DUE at the microphone. Fine, Joe. A nice transmission, and I think for right now, that's just about it from this end. Good luck to you there in Guatemala. TG9EK, W6HX.
Well, thank you, Roy. And sure good to be with you this afternoon for a few minutes. I appreciate that great big booming signal that you've got. You are 40 over 9 here in Guatemala City. With that, I'll say 73 to you and wish you the very finest. The Lord bless you both, you and your family, and hope we get a chance to meet you again soon. W6 Hotel X-Ray, Tango Germany 9, Ever Ready Kilowatt, will be signing clear. Good afternoon to you, Roy.
Okay, good afternoon to you, Joe. 73, see you later. TG9EK, W6HX. Personally, I enjoy working DX as much as I do rag chewing. Working DX means contacting faraway stations. And rag chewing is just that. Rapping, conversing, communicating. Talking with people almost anywhere is the reason I got interested in this hobby. And it's more than just a hobby. If you're into CB radio, this modest ham station may not seem too impressive. But this novice ham, WN6DLI, Bill, has talked to stations in 24 states and 6 foreign countries and has an impressive collection of cards confirming his contacts. They're called QSL cards and are a reminder and a record of your especially memorable contacts, DX or otherwise. That's Morse code Bill's using, talking to another station in the Midwest. All hams know the code. It's one of the things we have in common. CW, we call it. It's kind of our own private language, as well as being the most efficient method of radio communication yet devised. The novice test, with its simple requirements, can be given by any ham who has one of the senior grades of licenses. To get a novice license, you only need to send and receive the code at 5 words a minute. know some elementary electronic theory, and a few regulations. Anybody can do it, and there's plenty of help available. There are all kinds of books, code records, code cassettes, and probably, best of all, ham radio classes, most of them free. Here in Los Angeles, for example, there are dozens of classes to choose from.
One extra step in interpreting it. Dit dar, not a dot dash.
One of the most popular is at the Lockheed Amateur Radio Club. It's run by Bill Welch, W6DDV.
As in able.
Okay? No dot dash, simply dit dar.
Everybody's welcome in ham radio licensing classes because anybody can get an amateur license, regardless of age, sex, nationality, or anything else. Bill here tells me that some of his sharpest students are CBers, people who already have some understanding of radio communication. And after a little bit of work on the code and theory, which is really fun, your license comes. The world of ham radio is wide open.
Beautiful pictures, Joe. DU1JMG in Manila. This is W6KZ.
Before you know it, you may be into any number of things. Maybe slow scan television. Or maybe you'll decide on radio teletype. Or how about working another station through one of the ham satellites?
Okay, WA0MFC from W6EJJ. Okay, Pete, thank you for Nebraska. You're 5 and 7, 57.
Or maybe you'll get interested in DX. I still get a kick out of talking to hams in Sumatra, Sicily, Russia. Or maybe you'll prefer handling traffic. That's relaying messages. Or maybe you'll get active in one of the groups organized to provide communication during emergencies and natural disasters. It's all part of the public service which amateur radio provides.
WA6RNG, Walking Mobile 6. Anybody around?
WA6RNG, this is K6DUE. Byron, I'll be with you in just a minute, okay?
Right, Roy. We'll be standing by.
Maybe you'll get interested in 2-meter FM. I can talk all over the Los Angeles area with this little handheld. I've actually talked to hams as far away as Mexico, 200 miles. The little signal from this goes to a radio repeater up in the hills, where it's amplified and retransmitted. There are thousands of ham repeaters everywhere in the country. Well, I could drive from here to New York City and never be out of range of a repeater. Of course, I'm not about to drive to New York City. But if I want to talk to somebody across the continent or around the world, they're no farther away than my microphone. So maybe I'll see you on 20 meters, or maybe here on 2 meters. Anyway, 73, all the best, and good luck. Byron, are you still there?
K6DUE, this WA6RNG Walking Mobile. Right, Roy, I'm still here. How have you been?
WA6RNG, this is K6DUE. Byron, where are you?
I'm taking my constitutional with Betty. Where are you?
I'm at W6HX place. We've been working 20 meters. Boy, does he have an antenna farm.
Oh, I know. I've heard about him.
Break.
Go ahead, Breaker.
Hey, WA6RNG.
This is WA6DAW Mobile 6. Byron, are you the guy who recorded those radio announcements by Dick Van Dyke?
The ones describing ham radio.
I'm the guy.
Well, I heard 2 of them last week. They're terrific.
Well, thanks very much. They've been getting quite a bit of play around the country. Let me see.
I'm not very good on names. Aren't you, Renee?
Righto. Your memory's perfect.
Well, perfect's a little extreme.
Now, there's something everybody can agree to. WA6RNG, W6PJX.
Boyne, how are you?
Fine, Byron. Hi, Renee. Hi, Roy. You guys will get a kick out of this.
Seems like I get a telephone call about 3 days after I was handling all that Guatemala earthquake emergency traffic.
And it's a CBer that wants to know how he can become a ham radio operator. So I give this guy the information about the 2 radio classes that I know of in Los Angeles. And he says, no, not just me.
All 50 of us. They actually have 50 members in their trucking club, and they all want to get ham licenses. How about that?
Break, please.
That's my better half, guys. WA6HHT, W6PJX. Go ahead, Trish.
W6PJX, WA6HHT Mobile 6. Bernie, is there anything you'd like me to stop for on the way home?
Yeah, cookies, milk, and drive carefully on the freeway.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea. I certainly will do that. So, who else is in here?
Hi, Patty. This is Renee, WA6VAW.
And K6DUE, Mobile 6.
Hi, Patty. This is WA6RNG, Walking Mobile 6.
Hi, Byron, Renee, and Roy, and anybody else who might be listening. This is WA6HHT Mobile 6 on the Hollywood Freeway, which at this moment looks like a parking lot, as usual.
That's okay, Patty.
You got all of us handsome guys to talk to.
Break.
Go ahead, Breaker.
WA6RNG is W6ZRZ Mobile 6, about to fly up to Ventura. Want to go along,